Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. This video is going to be helpful for anybody who is trying to avoid getting pregnant and any woman who is also trying to get pregnant. Yes, so today's video is for both, and I'm going to explain to you guys why I say so. Now, like I said in my last video, there are a lot of birth control methods out there. There are a lot of contraceptions that you can use. If you haven't tried, any other method and you just want to go with this one, I don't know if I should discourage you from doing that, because I tried the pills. It didn't work well with me. I had a very horrible experience with the pills. That is why, I had that fear, to try any other thing. So that is why I just went with the natural method, and I have been committed. I have been doing this religiously, and it has worked well for me and my husband. In my last video, I mentioned that you will need 3 key things to be on the natural birth control method, and one of them is a basal body thermometer. You can get this from any pharmacy, your local pharmacy. I actually got this from Amazon, and I think it costs about $10. So yeah, there are some really high-end ones, but I think they all do the same thing. So that is a BBT. I mentioned that also in my last video. You would also need some ovulation test kits. Okay, there's also like expensive versions of these ones, but these ones work very well for me, and I also got this from Amazon. And lastly, you would need some apps. Okay, in my last video I talked about an app, just one app, which is the Ovia app. So let us start with the apps. Okay, so after I posted that video, where I talked about the Ovia app, a lot of people commented and told me that there are other apps that they use, like the Premom app, the Glow app, and I actually decided to go into it, to just have all of those apps on my phone. And you guys, I need to deviate a little bit. Whether you are trying to conceive or trying not to conceive, I feel like every woman should know these things. Okay, it's good to just be in charge of your fertility, of your body. It's good to just know and study your body and just be in charge, basically. So I went on and I downloaded 4 other apps. So right now I have like 5 fertility apps on my phone, but they're actually helping me to prevent getting pregnant. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these apps, just for a little bit. I'm not going to give a demo on how to use them, because they're actually very easy to use. If you have a smartphone, then you definitely know how to use these apps. So the first one on my list, like I mentioned before, is the Ovia app. I love that app very much. I love, how it's very easy to navigate. It's very easy to understand. Okay, I have said so much about the Ovia app on my previous video, so I'm not even going to say much about it, but it's one of my top 3. Now, my number 1, my most favorite app right now is the Premom app. You guys, oh my god, that app is like my body. It's like it has synced into my body. It knows my body so well. If there is any change, in my body, and I just put it in the app, it updates, and it is so accurate. I would say the Premom app is the most accurate for me. The number 3 app on my phone is the Flow app. Okay, this is also a very good app. It's also, it's just like the Premom app and like the Ovia app. Once you put your information into it, it helps you calculate your period, and if there is any change in your body, it adjusts and tells you what to expect and when to expect it. So these are my top 3: the Ovia app, the Premom app, and the Flow app. Yes, these are my top 3. Now, there are other 2 apps on my phone. I don't really use them that much, but they are also very good, and I've heard a lot of reviews about them. And the 4th one is the Glow app. Okay, this app is actually very good. Actually, it feels like it's like a WhatsApp group or a Facebook group, one of those groups. There's a community, whole community of women who are trying to conceive, who are trying to avoid getting pregnant. There's just a bunch of things there, women and women talks. Okay, personally, I think that if I am trying to conceive, I think I would really be looking into the Glow app. The Glow app and the Ovia app, those 2 apps are something I would really pay attention to, because they give, because of the community, because of the other women there who might be going through the same exact thing that you are going through. So you really don't have to say anything, but you can just listen and read through what other people are saying there. So the next app, which is the last one on my list, is called Clue. Honestly, you guys, I never really pay much attention into this app, because I feel like the top 3 or 4 are just very good, and I barely give this app any attention, but it is also very good. It does the same thing in calculating your period and your circle and just helping you keep data. Now, all of these apps are free. They are free on iOS and Android devices, so you can have them on your mobile phone, and you are good to go. You can easily just look into them and get the information that you need. If you notice any change in your body, you can easily put it on there and it will update. And the other thing I love about this app, especially the Ovia and Glow app, is that they send me emails every day. So if you forget to do anything, if you forget to put in your data, it reminds you. You get an email, something. Okay, now I need to say something. All of these apps I just mentioned are actually fertility apps. They are created to help women time when to have intercourse. They are meant to help you know your fertile days and when you should be doing the deed. But we women who are not trying to conceive, we look into the app, we know exactly when we are fertile, and then we stay away from doing the deed, or we try to use protection around that period. So that is why I mentioned that this video is meant for people, women who are trying to conceive and women who are not trying to conceive. Okay, before we move on, let me share a little TMI with you guys. So I noticed for my body, during the summer months, my cycles are shorter. And then once we are moving, getting towards fall and winter, my cycle goes back to the normal length. I usually have a 28-day cycle, but I noticed that during the summer months, it just kind of reduces, shortens to 25-day cycle. But basically, I still have a consistent cycle. Like, it is a clockwork. If it's meant to be 25 days, it will be 25 days. If it is meant to be 28 days, it will be 28 days. Now, when I have a 28-day cycle, that means I would be ovulating on the 14th day of my cycle. Okay, so when the cycle changes, when it goes back to 25 days, once I put it in the app, once I let the app know that, oh, my period came earlier because it has shortened, it is not 25 days, it will calculate my new ovulation day. So instead of it to be the 14th day, it will bring it down to like the 12th day. Okay, and because of that, I know that this period I am going to be ovulating. This period is going to be my fertile window. I am not going to be thinking in my head, oh, I have a 28-day cycle, so I'm probably going to be ovulating on the 14th. No, I know that my body has changed. I know that my period came earlier because I now have a shorter cycle because of the summer months. I don't understand how these things work. I don't know how the weather is able to affect a woman's body. I don't know, but I just know that something has changed. So I put it in the app. In all of the apps, I let the apps know that my period came earlier, so it's no longer 28 days, and then it calculates my new ovulation day. Now, I know that everything I'm saying right now might sound like alien language, like what is 28 days, 14 days ovulation day, what is all these jargons or whatever you're saying. I know, I understand. When I was reading all this stuff, I had no idea. But once I downloaded these apps and once I started putting in my data and everything and all the changes I saw on my body, I started to understand. Now, I have talked about so much data and data taking. How do you know? Where do you get these data from? It is from testing. I actually got this brand from Amazon, and it comes with some pregnancy tests. This is a pregnancy test, and these are the ovulation tests. Now, what you simply do is to pee and put the strip in the pee. If you guys want me to make a video, an exclusive video on how to test for ovulation, please just let me know. It has to be a video on its own. It's not something I can explain here. Yeah, so what you do is to pee and test. Now, the apps on your phone, especially the premom app, has a place where you can take a picture. So what you see on the strip, what shows on the strip after you have tested, you just basically take a picture on the premom app, take a picture, and it saves it on the app. Now it starts telling you, okay, right now you see it, you see the numbers. It can be 0.10, 0.50, and then it starts going up. When you start seeing the numbers going up, of course the color will also change on your phone. You would know that, okay, this is my fertile period, and of course you're going to be getting emails and notifications. So there's really no way I can explain it other than how I just said it. So that's basically what all of these data and the test kits and these apps, do for you. They all work hand in hand. I'm going to talk about how often you should test, because I got a lot of questions like that. Like, should I just be testing every day? Like, what, I got a lot of questions on that. So I'm going to tell you guys how often you should test, when to start and when to stop. I need to say something about this because it is really, really, really important. Okay, so how do you get an accurate result with a BBT? Now, it is a science on its own. This is how it works, and this is exactly what I do. When I wake up at a particular time every day, okay? I set my alarm. Once I wake up, the first thing I do, before I say hi to my husband, before I pick up my phone to start browsing or doing stuff, the first thing I do in the dark room is, so I have this under my pillow. I just stick it in my mouth, and then I wait for it to make a sound. So when you hit that button, you can start reading what your temperature is for that day. So you put it under your tongue and leave it there until it beeps, okay? So now what I do, you can actually, hold your phone in your hand, to have some lighting in the room. But this is the thing, you don't want to get up to go pee or to go drink some water. You don't even want to hug your hubby. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to move. Don't even sit up. To get the most accurate result, you need to be in the same position where you were when you woke up. Don't switch. Don't turn around. The results are not going to be that accurate, okay? Now, when I first started, I didn't know these things. So today, I would just get up, go do stuff, come back and test. And the results were, they were all over the place. So I had to read about how to use a BBT and realize that I was doing it wrong. Now, how can you track your ovulation using a BBT? Before your ovulation, for me, the way it happens is right before my period, the day before my period starts, I notice a little drop in the numbers showing on here. So usually it's at 98 point blah blah blah, 98.10, 98.50, okay? But a day before my period or during my period, I notice that the numbers drop. It goes down to 97 points, okay? And it stays like that, 97 points, throughout my period leading up to the days of my ovulation. So how do I know that I have ovulated using this? The day after my ovulation, so if I ovulated on the 1st of January, on the 2nd of January, the numbers will go right back up to 98 points, okay? So oh, I ovulated yesterday. And this one tells you exactly, that's when you see the numbers jump, then you know that I ovulated exactly yesterday. If the numbers do not go up, if it remains in the 97s, that means you are still, you are not close to ovulation, or you have not ovulated yet. So that is why the BBT is so important, okay? Another thing is, whatever number I see on here every day, I also put it on the app, okay? So just having all of these data and information in the app, it helps you calculate and give you an accurate result of when you are most likely to ovulate, okay? But like I said, this for me is the most accurate. If I see the numbers change from between yesterday and today, then I mark yesterday as the day that I ovulated. So I have to stress that it is very important to use the BBT the right way. It is very important. If you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is to go to the bathroom before testing, the results are not going to be accurate, okay? So yeah, that's how I track my ovulation with a BBT. Now, it's very important to have all of them, to have the test kit, to have the basal body thermometer, and to have these apps on your phone. So I have a lot of questions here. I'm going to start with this question that has been stuck in my head since the day I saw it. It is a question from a new mom. This person is a new mom. According to her, she just had a baby 2 weeks ago, and she asked a question specifically about the BBT, because I said you have to be lying down for at least, did I mention that you have to be lying down for at least 4 to 5 hours? Yes, you have to be lying down or be in the same position. Even if you're not sleeping, you just need to be in the same position for at least 4 to 5 hours. That is how you get an accurate result. So she's asking me, because she has a newborn, that means she has to get up multiple times in the night, which I totally understand. And honestly, my answer to you is, I don't think you can use a basal body temperature, okay? You might not get an accurate result if you have to get up multiple times at night to nurse your baby. I don't know if you want to go with a basal body temperature, but you can get accurate results with the ovulation test kit and the app. But if as a new mom, you are able to get 3 to 4 hours of sleep at night, you're able to lie down for 3 to 4 hours straight, then I would encourage you to use this. If the first few months of postpartum is rough, let's say the first month, the second month, the third month is rough, like your baby is constantly waking up and stuff, then you can just skip the BBT. But once your baby starts getting consistent sleep, your baby is able to sleep 3 to 4 hours at night, then you can start using this. You can include this in your natural birth control method. Okay, so yeah, that is my answer to that question. That question has been stuck in my head since the day I saw it, so I hope that helps you.